Hello, this is Patrick with New Jersey's Outdoor Adventures YouTube channel here in West Orange, New Jersey at Eagle Rock Reservation, and I bumped into William here, and he has a really cool Taxa Cricket, and I've been dying to have one of these on my channel. Actually, a few viewers wrote in and suggested that I film one, so I'm glad that we got together here. Hello, William. Welcome to New Jersey Outdoor Adventures.
Hi, Patrick. This is my 2019 Taxa Cricket. It's 15 feet long, 6'7" wide, 83 inches high, and I'd love to show you. So let's start with the inside. So we've got a V-berth bed. I think it's a short queen. 5 pieces. We actually customized this a little bit, added these 5-inch cushions to it. It's 2 inches of memory foam and 3 inches of harder foam. Originally it came with these 2-inch hard foam pieces. Not very comfortable to sleep on, and the memory foam is amazing to sleep on. 5 pieces, so this centerpiece actually converts into a table. I could show you that now. Take these pieces off. There we go. Whew. Alright, so this is a small table. The way this works is there's a longer leg that's stowed under here. You remove the short leg, screw in the longer leg, and you've got a table. You do that by stepping on this little tab, unscrewing that, screwing the longer leg in, and you could put the table back on. One modification we made is to create a bigger table. So we've got this. We bought an extra connector here, and we put the bigger table on like that. This is great because these extra pads actually go on this piece, which we built to hold the toilet. This is chemical toilet, Dometic, 2-piece. So fresh water in the top. This seals off at the bottom. You could pull this whole thing out and dump it whenever convenient. So we built this holder for it just to have, one, a place to sit, and 2, keep everything neat. But these pads then fit perfectly on here, and this table swivels around, so this is actually another seat. So you could sit here, you could sit here, facing the big window. It's a pretty good setup. So then I've got the kids' berths. I have one down, so you could see the down position. Taxa has straps to kind of put them up like this, but we also bungee them to keep them up all the way. So this one's up all the way with this extra bungee, and that's pretty simple. We added these nets. I've seen people add nets back there too. We once had that set up. That's a great way, to store your gear for kids and whatnot. So this is the roof line. You can see all of this aluminum is laser cut, very precisely engineered. The guy that designs these used to design habitats for NASA. Now he designs these camping habitats. There's a couple different lights here. These are the main LED lights. There's switches right here. So that's the main light. You've also got reading lights in the back. And then you won't be able to see them now, but there's a set of red lights for nighttime also. There's more lights in the front above the kitchen area, and that switch is down here. This kitchen area, you've got a Dometic sink and stove combo. It is pretty awesome. 2 burners, they work very well. a sink and faucet there. You get hot water through the Truma system. There's a water pump, the light switch, then light switches for the outside too. One for the wheel well and one for the one above the, or right under the awning. Fuses in case anything blows, and you also have the 120 volts when you're connected to shore power. You actually have two of these here and here. I don't tend to use those mostly because I set up an inverter and I have an extension cord here. So what I use this for is typically my coffee machine. The reason I installed it to have great Nespresso coffee while you're off the grid, and it works great. So to do that, I added a second battery under this seat. I'll have to pull this up to show you the battery compartment, but I added a second battery in here and a 2000 watt inverter here. 2000 watts, a little overkill, but it works great. I've powered both the coffee machine and a waffle maker off of it. So down here there's also a voltage indicator, some USB ports, and a regular 12 volt. This floor is awesome because you could get it dirty. You're not, hauling around your living room. You're basically going on adventures. Your shoes are muddy. You might be dirty. This is so easy to sweep up, mop, and not have to worry about it. There's these extra compartments in the front that are accessible here. This is where I put my inverter because it's easy to click on and off from here. And I carry, randomly, a waffle maker. This box over here has fuses and circuit breakers. I think I've only replaced one fuse ever. Down here we have something we modified actually. We took the fridge, which was originally in the position where the toilet is, and this is a popular upgrade people do, but we put this on tracks and put it under this compartment. This fridge is great, runs on AC or DC, so it's super efficient, and it's served me well. You've got these vents also, so speaking of circulation, so there's two vents here, there's two vents down there. Those are controlled by the Truma system. They'll blow regular air or hot air, which is also powered by propane. We modified this too. This had a faceplate on it originally, and we didn't like the small compartments. There was a shelf here. So that shelf is actually what we turned into the long table. We took all that out and just put these boxes, which are super easy to pull out. Pantry, you've got dishes. It's much more convenient. You could pull these boxes out from under here and you're good to go. There's Taxa Also has thought about where to place things. This is a super convenient little area where we keep knives and other kitchen utensils. I don't have all of them because I'm not currently traveling with this. Up here we've got mesh windows. So there's 3 of them, well no, 5 of them actually. One up here, one in the front, one on the driver's side, and then these 2 tiny ones. So if it's really, really hot, or you just want a little bit of ventilation, these tiny ones do the job. Then for the regular windows, I think these are Dometic windows. They're great because they have the blackout blinds and the mesh bug screens. You open them up like that, you undo these latches, and then they just kind of pop open. So that's how all the windows work. There's this main picture window here where you'll get all the good views. There's the one on the back, and then there's one on the driver's side. Some models have an air conditioner in place of that driver's side window. I think the newer Crickets have a second window in the back that ends up getting replaced by the AC, but that's how that works. We also have strung these bungees in various places. So Taxa gives you all these great holes for hooks, bungees, all sorts of things. So we keep our paper towels here. This is some emergency gear, bug spray, personal locator beacon, lights, and whistle. Those come in handy for solo traveling. And then up here we've got, I think this is the Dometic Fantastic Fan that opens, has 3 speeds, and can either pull air out or push it in. So you can see that this is both a hard-sided camper and a soft-sided pop-up, which definitely makes it lighter and more towable. I'm towing this with my sedan. It's 1,500 pounds empty and 2,500 pounds GVWR. And you could pop it up so that you could stand up here, but it's totally usable when it's popped down. So if you're boondocking, I've parked in very random places where I didn't want to pop up the tent. So this is how it comes down. Process for this is pulling that down, latching this latch here, then I'll go and close the front latch before I latch the final one. Front latch just goes in like that. Push this pin in, close it, and then hook that on, and that's it. 3-point latch, totally usable when it's down. You have plenty of room. Usually, I mean, not with the kid berths, but usually these will be up. So this is how the top pops up. Unlatch one side, unlatch the front. Final latch, and then you push on this bar, and it's up. All right, let me show you the outside now. So this is the door. First great feature is it's got this latch here. So if the door swings open, it gets caught and stays open. It's got a bunch of more hooks here where we put, you know, some cleaning supplies. A window on the door, same Dometic windows. We've got, the door itself has Velcro here for a mosquito net, which I have, though rarely used. There's the step that pulls out here. I usually keep it in because a couple times I've used the step and hit my head against that, so something to be careful of. You've got these beefy wheels, definitely taking them off-road. There's brakes, electronic brakes here. The trailer itself has a brake controller that I'll show you later. These wheel wells are all, you know, again, laser cut aluminum, little Cricket, amazing details on this. So this is an aluminum side. These panels are actually 2 pieces of aluminum sandwiching some insulation. So good R value there. Don't consider this a 4-season camper, but I've definitely been in the cold with this, and with the heat from the propane, been totally fine. I know some people do take it out in the winter. There's you know, 12-volt outlet here. These awesome steps. Use them as seats, use them to get up onto the roof racks. Very convenient there. Roof racks are Thule racks. Great for lighter stuff like kayaks and, you know, toys like that. You can't put a roof tent on here though, because they're not flat. There's also these hooks. There's 3 hooks here for the awning system. Since the roof isn't a flat roof, the awning system ties into those hooks and comes out with a pole. So then going to the back, we have the main door. Opens up like that. Great clearance here. Have not had issues with this being too short. Very easy to open, very easy to close. These doors also have quite a lot of tolerance. You can see when they're closed, they're able to wiggle around here as you're bouncing down the road, so they don't buckle. There's plenty of space for the doors to move. There's these leveling jacks here. They're not meant to support the entire weight of the trailer, but they do stabilize it from wobbling too much. A spare tire that you stick a hole in here to crank it down. Open up the back again. This is my garage area. I carry these extra aqua bricks in case I know I'm going to be off-grid for a little while. That's an extra 6 gallons. The water tank is 12 gallons, and the gray water tank is 13 gallons. So the garage is easy to get to in the back. I often don't flip this up even. I can grab my wheel, my chocks. I use this great drill to put the jacks down. That makes a quick job of it. But you also have basically everything at hand right here. So there's a 30 amp plug, wheel lock, hitch lock. It comes with the, well, this one comes with the soft package, which is the awning, the shower tent, and then there's a mosquito net in there too. This is a battery disconnect. This compartment is pretty much empty. It's for venting. And the next compartment is for the 2 batteries. Batteries are, I believe, 100 amp AGM batteries in here. On the other side, lift that up. All these great hooks. This is easy to attach here, so you don't have to hold it. Do a lot with bungees and hooks. So here is my water compartment mostly. This is where I keep my gray water drain hose, my freshwater hose and filter, water tank cleaner, and the outdoor shower. More space here for food or whatever you're taking, and then a forward compartment that's stuff that's easy to grab from the front. Another step on this side. This is the freshwater fill, and then next to it you have the Zamp solar plug. I don't have a solar panel on this. I've never felt like I needed one. Anytime the battery got low, I would either turn the car on or I'd be sort of ready to leave, and naturally it would charge while driving. So then under here, in front of the spare tire, you've got the fresh water tank. Mentioned that's 12 gallons right there. Down here, you've got the gray water tank in the front and the gray water drain, which is a bladder valve. The leveling jack's in the front also. And then up here you have your standard connections. So 30 amp plug, city water connection, and then this is the vent for the Truma. In the front you have your outdoor shower. This is great. Hot cold water. You just plug that hose in here. There's a shower tent that I showed you, I've actually never used the shower tent. Places I've gone, you know, not a lot of people out there. You could just kind of shower outside at your leisure. More great details in the aluminum. This actually spells Taxa and is a can opener or bottle opener, which I've used before. Very handy. Down here is the auto brake. This is the brake controller that's sort of already mounted to the trailer. I don't use this because I decided to wire up my car for a standard brake controller in the front. The cutaway switch, a 7-pin connector here, the 2 chains, the line for the cutaway or breakaway switch, a lock for the ball, and there's also a when it's disconnected, a wheel that goes on here. This moves the wheel up and down there, and this is the holder for the propane tanks. So I believe that's about 40 pounds of propane, 2 tanks. There's a switch here to change the supply from one tank to another, which is great because you could run one tank down, know that you're empty on one tank, and get a sense of how much propane you have left when you switch. So crossing over here, another leveling jack. This great plate, more aluminum, takes the brunt of the bugs.
How is this towing with the sedan?
Yeah, towing this with the sedan seems silly, but actually it tows extremely well. Don't have any sway issues. You sometimes don't even notice it's back there. The times I notice it is typically going uphill. I just took a trip through the Rocky Mountains. I noticed it there. I'd go maybe 40 miles per hour up some of those, you know, 6-7% grades. But beyond that, it follows great. It's the same size as the car itself. And one of the greatest things about the Cricket is, since it's 15 feet long, it fits in a parking spot. So if there's somewhere I can't find a long spot to park in, you know, my last resort is just unhitching it, parking it in its own spot, usually parking the car right next to it. Has been such a great experience for that.
Now I noticed, I went to their website and I kind of built their most loaded out Cricket now, and they looked like they're around $35,000. This being a couple years older, I'm sure it was close to that price. When you were shopping for this, you know, what other products were you considering?
So we were considering a potentially a van, a total van build. We were also considering what it would take to tow this thing, and whether we'd have to get a new car, an SUV to tow it or whatnot. And originally we were going to go for the Tiger Moth, the smaller model. But what kind of closed the deal is at 1,500 pounds and 2,500 gross, this was towable by the car we already had. It was about the same weight as the Tiger Moth, and it had this great indoor space where you could hang out, sit, you could cook inside. That's been an absolute joy. It's so nice in some places you go to be able to just close the doors and not go outside for the night. Cook your meal, hang out, go to sleep right there.
Is there any tips that you would give our viewers if they were shopping for one of these, something that you might have ordered differently or added as an extra option?
So definitely the upgrades that we've made have been super useful. The bed, the fridge, even the toilet. We did that pretty late into our travels, and I found that to be more useful than I even imagined. Some things I haven't really used are the awning. Haven't really felt I needed an awning. I haven't used the shower tent. There was one time I pulled it out, looked too complicated to set up and unnecessary because there was nobody around. And I also haven't used the mosquito net, to be honest. Haven't felt like I needed it. Did get some bugs, not a big deal.
You know, I find that in the van life, especially, anything that takes longer to do is not done. So for example, in my van, I have a lower bed that is way more comfortable to sleep on than an upper bunk bed, but it requires some extra work. And at the end of the day, when you're done biking, you're done doing your work and activities, just to take that extra step, you wind up going with the path of least resistance. So I wound up climbing in an upper bunk. So I definitely get that with the accessories. That's why I don't have an awning on mine. I don't feel that I would utilize it just like you didn't feel like you'd utilize it.
Right.
But there are some things that I bought for mine, just as you explained, that you think it's most important. You get out there and live the lifestyle and you realize you just don't use some of this stuff.
Exactly. Couple nice things, speaking about beds, you know, I watch these videos and I think all these bed conversions, I hate converting the bed. You know, when I travel, I want my bed made and I want it to stay made. So the great thing about this style is you could actually keep the table up, and even with 2 people, you could actually still have the bed made, keep the table up, and not have an issue converting it every night. The other, you know, with these compartments, it's also great because you have the bed made, you put the important stuff in the front compartments or in the back compartments. So that, you know, means you don't have to open those up all the time. So when I travel, I keep the bed made, and it's awesome.
Well, thank you for taking the time today to give our viewers a tour of your Taxa Cricket. I'm truly impressed. I love the engineering, I love the hardware. It's very airline to me, very space age, and you mentioned the designer had worked with NASA at one point, so I could see a lot of the cues there. Well, this is Patrick with New Jersey's Outdoor Adventures YouTube channel. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like this video, comment, share, subscribe. I love it, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you, Patrick, and thanks everybody for watching.